the theme of today is like side streams, like waste streams. It's like change. Thomas was mentioning it's change. He was also talking about the younger generation, but how is with me or with you or with everybody here? Because change is not starting with the youth, change is starting with me. That's what it's all about. It's all about change. And when we talk about responsibility and change, then we come to, for me, we come to responsibility. And we come to paper, because that's what I know a little bit about. Not a lot, but a little bit about sustainability. But when we manufacture paper, we need cellulose. That's what we make paper of. But when I say cellulose, where does it come from? Anybody has probably an idea, but do you want to tell me what it's come from, cellulose?
Trees.
From trees. It comes from trees. It's as simple as that. The current paper industry uses trees to make paper and paperboard. How long does a tree grow? Do you know that? How long does a tree grow? Anybody realize how long a tree grows before we can make paper out of it? 30 years.
Okay, go.
Average is 30 to 40 years, because we have trees that grows in 10 years and we have trees that need 80 years to grow. So in average, 30 to 40 years. Then we make paper out of it. Think about copy paper. Think about the coffee cups that we had here. Think about toilet paper. How long do we use that paper?
Depending whether it's Corona or not.
In general, we use paper between a few minutes till a few days. So we make a tree grow for average 30 to 40 years to make paper or paperboard. What we use only a few minutes to a few days. Behind me you see a picture of the 4 food crops that are grown most in the world. You see sugarcane, rice, corn and wheat. They all have in common that they generate food for us. But what do they more have in common besides food? They grow fast. Every year we can harvest them. So every year they come available. The most important thing for us is that the food is only 20% of the plant. Because when you look to corn, we know it, 1 or 2 crops, the rest is fiber. When you look to sugarcane, you have like 12 to 14% of sugar, the rest is fiber. For wheat, the same. It's only 20%, 25% food, the rest is stems and leaves. In those stems and leaves, there is cellulose. What we do is we manufacture paper with cellulose out of what we call agricultural waste, or call it a side stream or a waste product or whatever you want to call it. The advantage of using agricultural waste, because there is just as much cellulose as in a tree, the advantage is that the environmental impact of making paper can be reduced with almost 50% when you use agricultural waste and not a tree. This is what we call efficient. This is what we call responsibility. This is what we call change. Because you can make paper out of agricultural waste with a high quality. Later on you can see a few products and you have a batch that's already printed on paper-wise. So you can make a high quality of paper using this. At the moment, worldwide, we have now a population, 8 billion people. Tom, I'm watching to you, that probably will be correct, 8 billion. The expectation is that in 2050, we will have 10 billion people. Somebody will say, oh, that's a lot. I say, okay, they all need food. So a lot of agricultural waste will be available, so we can make paper out of agricultural waste for as long as we want, because those 10 million people will definitely need food. That doesn't mean that trees are bad, but you cannot eat a tree. Why shall we let it grow for 30 to 40 years while we have so much agricultural waste every year available? You have food and paper from the same plant and from the same land. So how efficient can you be? We manufacture this paper and we give you the opportunity to change with a product almost everybody uses every day. So for us, it is more like, do you want to become wise with waste? That's it.